Meanwhile, moving on to more news that we are getting for you, the Delhi Police Vigilance Department is recording the statement of over 24 police officials, including IPS, ACPs and others who were investigating Sunanda Pushkar death case. Ishwar Singh, who is the former DCP South who was heading the SIT, had found several tapes and made a special note of the shortcomings which he found while supervising the SIT. Now, this is the Vigilance Department of Delhi Police, which is recording the statements of as many as 24 police officials. And also you had the former DCP South, who was heading the then SIT, had found several lapses and made a special note of the shortcomings he found while supervising the SIT. It seems now you have members from the SIT as well who are being questioned and their statements are being recorded. We have Shravan Sen, who's joining us with more details on this. Shravan, now you have the investigation going on over the SIT of the Delhi Police Vigilance Department who's conducting this in the Sunanda Pushkar death case. What is the latest that you are picking up?
Well, in fact, this was a shortcoming note that was prepared by Ishwar Singh, one of the officers of the SIT. This particular report was then forwarded to RP Upadhyay, the officer who was actually heading this entire investigation. In that particular shortcoming list, he's also basically mentioned how certain items that were basically recovered from the crime scene was actually taken 10 months after the incident took place. This was one of the shortcomings that were noted by the officer, the lead officer, as far as the SIT team of Sunanda Pushkar probe death is concerned. Not just that, at least 25 such officers we are now given to understand are under the scanner. It remains to be seen whether at all any action would be taken by the Delhi police or they would be acting on the report which has now been submitted by the Vigilance Commission. It's going to be important because remember, what they are basically pointing out is that there have been certain shortcomings as far as this entire probe is concerned. In fact, my colleague Prabha Sridevi was the first journalist to have accessed that entire shortcoming list that was prepared by the Delhi police team, the SIT team, and it was there afterwards forwarded to the Joint Commissioner of Police, RP Upadhyay. Remember, after that, the Vigilance Commission was basically roped in to probe to find out more details as to whether at all other officers were involved. In fact, questioning of certain officers have already taken place at the Barakhamba police station is what we are given to understand, which also includes some very senior officers who were one of the first few officers to look into the Sunanda Pushkar case. So clearly, our stand has also been vindicated given the fact that time and again Republic TV has brought to the fore the shortcomings as far as the Sunanda probe is concerned. Clearly, that has now been reflected in the Vigilance Commission probe that is being carried out.
All right, Shravan, stay on with us. Atul too is joining us with more details. Atul, अब पुलिस ही जांच के दायरे में आ गई है. What more can you tell us? Especially we're getting to know that more than 24 of them, including the IPS officers who were investigating the Sunanda probe, death probe case, they now are being their statements are being now recorded at the Barakhamba police station.
Yes, Barakhamba police station is the place where these statements are being recorded of the officers and the Delhi police cops who were probing Sunanda Pushkar murder case. They were trying to cover up the case. Ishwar Singh, who was then DCP of the police, had found some lapses in the probe of the SIT, and he had made short notes, and this was given to the Vigilance Department. And now the Vigilance Department has started several probe, and the Vigilance Department has called all the police officers, including Joint Commissioner of Police and then Deputy Commissioner of Police, to come to Barakhamba police station and to record their statement. As of now, what we are gathering from the sources, as many as 20 cops have recorded their statement. This will go on further in the future. If Vigilance Department will find out that there were some lapses, they were trying to cover up the case, action can be taken against the errant cops who were trying to cover up all the Sunanda Pushkar murder theories. Because this case is, Ishwar Singh has, clearly mentioned in the notes which was given to Vigilance Department that there are few cops who are trying to cover up this whole case, and now they are on radars, and definitely action will be taken if Vigilance report is coming against them.
All right, Shravan, coming back to you, as Atul was saying, well, there are certain loopholes that were pointing out, shortcomings that are being investigated as far as the SIT team that was being headed at that time, because it's been almost 5 years now. Sunanda Pushkar's death that was reported in a posh hotel in New Delhi, also coming at a time when it was directed by the High Court to reopen the hotel suite where she was found dead. Now, coming to the shortcomings, do you have any idea what really are those shortcomings that are being investigated by the Vigilance Department of Delhi Police?
In fact, Amitabh, my colleague Prema Sridevi was the first journalist to access that shortcoming list that one is talking about. This very list prepared by Ishwar Singh, one of the leader officers of the SIT team, which is probing the Sunanda Pushkar death. In this shortcomings, one of the certainly shocking shortcoming would have been the very fact that items that were basically collected for forensic analysis was taken only 10 months after the incident. So for 10 months, you have had certain items which were lying at the crime scene but were not collected by the team which was initially probing this entire matter. But that is something that was mentioned in this shortcoming list. Now, what's very important to point out here is that this is exactly what Republic TV has been pointing out since day one. The very fact that there have been major lapses on the part of the initial team that was probing the Sunanda Pushkar death case. At that point in time, many people were questioning us with the very fact, the authenticity of our reports. But today, our stand also stands vindicated, given the fact that you have some senior officers being now questioned by the Vigilance Commission, which also includes, our senior level officers, ACPs, for the ranks of ACP and various other officers who are now being questioned by the Vigilance Commission. It remains to be seen, once the Vigilance Commission actually submits a report, whether at all Delhi Police will be taking some action and what repercussion would it really have as far as the trial is concerned, because the trial has already begun.
All right, so that is the investigation that is going on over the SIT team that was found earlier on investigating Sunanda Pushkar death case. For the moment, thank you very much to you, Shravan, and